According to a letter signed by the Director of Basic Education, Robinson Nsumbalyazi, on behalf of the Education Ministry's Permanent Secretary, President Yoweri Museveni donated copies of the revised edition of his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed, to schools. Copies of the book will be distributed to government-aided secondary schools, each of which will receive at least 2 copies. The letter adds, and I quote, "The book details the causes of our troubled national history, subsequent liberation and path to national recovery. It is intended to enlighten our school-going youth about our national history, which is very critical in laying a firm foundation for responsible citizenship."
Those with big population will be given 3 books. And these books will be only for the library reference section. People who are interested should have free access to this copy.
According to the letter, one of the core values of secondary education is to promote a proper understanding, appreciation, and loyalty to Uganda's national identity in a bid to foster peace and national cohesion for development. These are boxes yet to be distributed across the country containing about 3,301 books that will be distributed across 119 schools. This is a copy of the second edition of the President, and it's hoped that many of the students will be able to read this to get to know the history of Uganda. However, the culture of reading is still very poor. But some opposition leaders, like former president of the UPC party and Dokolo woman MP Cecilia Ogwal, say the book distribution is tagged to a partisan political agenda of the president.
What a terrible idea for the schools, so that they'll be brainwashed with this revised version of history.
That is his attempt. If he's trying to indoctrinate, I just want to give him news before it erupts on his face, that you cannot force children of today to learn what they don't want to learn.
On the other hand, Deputy Treasurer of the ruling NRM party, Dr. Kenneth Omona, says the book will encourage students to read Uganda and Africa's history.
Anybody who discourages availability of literature, availability of information, is an enemy of Africa, is petty, and I think shouldn't be listened to.
A Makerere University lecturer of political history, Mambusha Ndebesa, said it was okay to encourage reading, but was worried that the initiative would infringe on academic liberties.
The teacher points out limitations in sowing the mustard seed. What will be the consequences to the teacher? Is he likely to be questioned why he disagreed with certain opinions and why he agreed with certain opinions? Is he likely to be reprimanded? Is he likely to lose his post or to be transferred from that school to another school?
NTV engaged members of parliament who had mixed reactions on the book initiative.
Sowing the Mustard Seed is a masterpiece in as far as one's history is concerned.
The books he has particularly written, I personally have read them. It's all about the politics of the country. But some of the things have been overtaken by events.
That is good. He wants every student, all pupils to read, then understand what is the good seeds which is sowing. Yes. That is it.
The first edition of Sowing the Mustard Seed was published in 1997, but the author, President Museveni, recently said it had errors and released the second edition that he said had been revised. It's this one that is now in supply. Andrew Arinitwe, NTV, Kampala.